Hello everybody. Okay, this is the second try. Welcome everybody, and it's so nice to have you here. We're going to be talking about feeling lethargic, feeling tired, feeling discouraged, and how all of these feelings are natural, how all of them make sense right now. So I was just posting yesterday about our natural reactions. I love this post because it reflected so much what I have seen in many people, which is a sense of just feeling like tired, without energy, without drive. And I wanted to say how natural that is. So we have 4 natural responses to stress. One is fight. And we see the fight response in, our anger. We can be fighting our relatives, our partner, the people that we have online. We can be fighting the government and being angry. That's a fight response to stress. We have our flight response, which moves us to actually move physically, to try to get away from whatever keeps us stressed. But that is being withheld right now. We cannot actually exercise our flight response right now. So that is getting stuck in the body. We have our freeze response, which tells us, you know what, since you cannot fly, just play dead. Just rest. Just pretend, freeze. Literally, pretend that everything is slow down. Pretend that everything is gonna pass by slowing down, by playing dead. That is the merciful response of the system when we see that we have not another way out, that this is the only way out. We are being under a lot of stress right now, and it's okay to respond from a freeze way. That's what makes us feel lethargic. That's what makes us feel tired. That's what makes us feel literally unresponsive and sometimes like hopeless, because our whole mechanism, our own survival mechanism, is focused on survival right now. And you might say, but I am healthy. I don't really have anything to worry about. I am fine. My family is fine. Or my finances are fine. Why am I stressed? Because it's the collective stressing us up. We are collective beings. We are not isolated beings. We respond as a collective. We might be okay and healthy, and it's a blessing that nobody close to you is sick right now. But you know that people is suffering in your city or in your country or or people that you know are suffering. And that causes you stress. And that warns you, like, there is danger. I need to get ready. I need to survive. So yeah, you're fine. But you're feeling stressed because the people that you know and that you love, or even your country, is under stress. So my invitation is for you to be gentle with yourself, because the heaviest weight of stress is the meta emotions that we add to it. Meaning, yes, we are stressed, it makes sense. But then we go like, no, I shouldn't be stressed. I should be productive right now. Why am I not being productive? I cannot be laying down and sleeping for too long. That's going to make me lazy. You start stressing over your reality right now. You start stressing over your reactions right now. And that makes it harder. It's like a second layer that makes it harder for you to actually access your natural survival response. Now, your natural survival response know its rhythms, because your natural survival response is a mechanism that has been there ever since we were primitive beings. So your natural survival response knows how to navigate through the stress. Let's think of any mammal, let's think of the jungle. Let's think of the times where we were hunted by the saber-toothed tigers. Okay? Now I want you to imagine that you are in your cave. You are wearing your leather clothes that you hunt. And you perceive danger. Somehow you smell it. There is a sense of danger in the air. Your natural survival response knows what to do. There's a mechanism that knows what to do. It knows that it has to get ready to fight, to flight, or it knows that it has to be still. And that stillness is the freeze response, right? You know that you have to be still and to first figure out where is the danger. Maybe there's a tiger walking outside the cave, and you know that you just have to be very still. Don't move. You don't want to breathe. You hold your breath. No, that's a natural response. And what happens when you perceive that the danger is gone? You start going back little by little into your senses, little by little into it. The hormones that are triggered with this natural response start wearing down, because there are hormones that are triggered with adrenaline, with the sense of danger. You get a lot of cortisol running on your body. You get a lot of adrenaline running on your body. That makes you run faster. That makes your senses get even more I don't know the word in English, but your senses are like more like antennas, sensitive. That when you are like waiting, trying not to breathe because you want the tiger not to notice that you're around, that you're in the cave, you know what happens? You become more conscious of your environment. How is it that you become more conscious of your environment? Well, your neurons sharpen. Thank you very much, Kika. Yes, your senses become more sharpened. And your mirror neurons, the neurons that understand the environment and that mimic the environment, become more sharpened as well. So, what does it mean? That we are particularly empathic. We are particularly empathic to our surroundings and to what those around us are feeling, so that we know that the guy there in the top of the cave is safe as well, without speaking. So that when we do like just a little gesture that signals that the tiger is getting closer, the person that is like standing back in the cave knows that, and he just gets even more still and just holds the kids in the background. So we have this very primitive mechanism that makes us either run faster, have more sharpened senses, or be even more empathic to whatever signal those around us are signaling, to whatever those around us are going through. Now, in the example of the cave that I'm giving you, these same responses would run their natural circle, right? You could actually fight the tiger. The tiger run as fast as hell, like when you're scared, you really run fast. Or you could actually be so aware of your environment that time could run slower, so much slower, because you have to be aware of everything. Have you been in that situation of danger? Like, have you ever crashed And it's like the moment of the crash, it's like the seconds are so slow. And you remember every little moment of the crash because your senses were so much sharpened that you remember every moment that passed. Now, that's our natural response. The problem is, centuries or millennia later, we still have that natural response, but we are adding a sense of guilt to it. We are adding a sense of expectation to it. Like, oh fuck, I should be productive. Why am I being so still? Oh yeah, the tiger is not even close my cave, and I am here laying still. That means I am a lazy ass. That means I will never get off this sense of laziness. Yeah, I'm such a lazy person. And, the truth is that I am meant to be laying on my couch forever and ever. And we start just adding layers over layers of thoughts and guilt and sensations and emotions. And that is keeping our true and natural responses from running their course. Now, there is a question that somebody, that Kika, who is here watching, asks, which is, then what to do when we are meant to be working, right? Like, there is people that are actually working from home, and they are not feeling inspired because their body is lethargic, because we are burning all of our energy being aware of our environment, being aware of the danger, because we are running all of our energy trying to survive, trying to figure out, okay, if I get sick, what could I do? It's like our body is just running all the scenarios and trying to figure out the escape in case of danger. So that means that we are getting more tired. That means that we are not really creative at all. Or if we get creative, it's like, 2 days of creativity, and then when it's time to implement or to do it, we go back to, right? So we just feel tired because our survival mechanism is working full time. Now, I just described to you an example, and I will come back to this point in a moment, but I just described to you an example of the cave and the tiger and the danger of one situation. But what happens when this situation is not one day, but it's weeks or months? That's actually that's what actually can create eventually trauma. That's what actually can create a prolongated response to trauma, a prolongated response to stress, where we have no safety at all. It's like it's been weeks and we are defensive. It's been weeks and we are still feeling in this primitive survival mechanism constantly, in this primitive response of I have to be careful. I go to the grocery store and I have to come back and watch everything with Clorox and make sure that there's nothing dangerous. And it's like we can get particularly stressed in a situation that is so long, like this one. This is not a one tiger is passing by my home and then next day I'm gonna be fine. There is a fucking colony of tigers living outside my home and they haven't moved in weeks. What the fuck am I gonna do? So you are having to learn how to live with this stress situation, and this is something where you just don't see the end of the tunnel yet. It's like it's weeks, it's months. my hormones don't give me that much. My hormones need rest. I need this sense of balance, this sense of bringing down my cortisol and my adrenaline. I need this sense of bringing back my invisible tigers, which is even worse, right? Like, it's not just tigers, at least you see them. It's invisible fucking tigers. You don't know if you brought one when you came from hunting for food. So you don't know if you got one into your house when you went out for food. So that's even more stressful. And then what happens is your survival mechanism that is supposed to work like a peak and then allowing you to go back down, it's constantly peak up. And that makes it worse. That makes it more exhaustive to your body. That makes it like, oh my God, I just can't have a break. So what to do? We need to create the times for our survival mechanism to have a rest, to go and slow down. We need to give our body, because all of this is happening in our bodies. It's not even happening in our head. Because you might say, I am not even thinking about the disease, and really, there's nobody sick around me, so I don't have a reason to think about it. Well, but what about the money? What about the people that you know that are suffering from money stress? What about, it's like, we are not alone. We are a collective. We have to realize that we as humans are collective. What happens in the other side of the world is affecting us because we are a collective. We are like an ant colony that doesn't remember that they are a colony. We just forgot that we are all connected. Do I have lipstick in my teeth? I always get lipstick. Anyway, we are this collective that forgets that they are a collective. So, what to do? First of all, being kind to ourselves. That is the very first and most important point. Kindness. Like, if we can remove the expectations that we are placing over ourselves, and as I say this to yourself, I say this to myself, because we are not perfect. Even if we know how the stress mechanism and stress responses work, sometimes we just forget and we get like, we get swept into the spiral of just worrying about why am I not being productive. So being kind to ourselves. Thank you, Kika. So how does being kind to yourself look like? Let's give some very, very, very clear advice so that we can actually do that in real life, not just thinking about it. We need to be kind and to remove the layers of thought. So that means every time you catch yourself thinking, oh my God, I'm such a lazy ass. I should be producing right now. I should be working right now. Take a deep breath and just say, it's okay. Where I am, what I'm doing right now, it's okay. Just that first step is so powerful. Taking a moment to just say, stop, and what I am feeling, how I am feeling, what I am doing or not being able to do, it's okay. There is nobody behind me. It's like we have been trained by our culture to think that we have somebody behind us with a leash, like, you have to go back to work, you have to create, you have to. So just take a moment to breathe in and to say, okay, there's nobody behind me rushing me. I know I have to do stuff, but it's going to be easier to do it if I take a breath first. So slow down. Understand that your rhythm is changing. So understand that you can create and do, and you can still get to do your work as long as you allow yourself to be kind and to nurture yourself. Otherwise, you are not going to be productive anyway. I mean, I have had times when I have been working at 3 a.m. in the morning and I have been falling asleep on my computer. Like, oh my God, no, I have to get up and I have to finish this. And then I go back and fall asleep. No, I have to get up and finish. And what happens is I spent 2 hours in front of the computer writing nonsense, literally, and just falling asleep until I close the computer and say, whatever I had to create, I will do it tomorrow morning after I wake up. And yeah, next morning I wake up and I work super fast. I correct everything wrong that I did the night before because it's usually super messy. And I am actually capable of creating because I rested. So that applies to this moment more than ever. Stop, take a breath, and allow yourself to nurture yourself first. So first step, stop, take a breath, and welcome whatever you're feeling right now. Removing the layers of, I should be doing this, I'm such a lazy ass, I shouldn't be. Remove that and just allow whatever you're feeling to be, to exist. Number 2, creating physical safety. We know that we don't have safety outside. We have to create safety inside. First, trying to create a safe environment, like creating a space where you can actually relax, creating a space where you can have your favorite, more pleasurable things, where you can play the music that you love, where you can light candles, that scented candles, where you can have incense, where you can have the television that you enjoy just playing in the background, the show that you enjoy playing in the background. Just allow yourself to be surrounded by the things that bring you joy. That's so important. I'm going to be talking about comfort food. The other day I read somebody saying, hey, thinking about losing weight during a pandemic, it's privilege and it's big. If you need comfort food, give yourself some freaking ice cream, some comfort food. It's okay. Of course, try to move as well. That's another step. But be gentle with that. Your body is craving for comfort, so it's okay. Don't rely too much on it, like don't be eating all day long because that's going to make you feel heavy afterwards. But make sure that you pamper yourself. You know, like if you're a woman and you have heavy periods, you know that there's a time when you say, hey, fuck it, I'm just gonna have some chocolate and some chips because I need my body to know it's okay. So it's pretty much the same. Just be gentle with yourself, even with the food, which means, yes, give yourself comfort food, just don't allow yourself to fall into the excess, because then you're going to start having meta feelings about it. Oh my God, I'm such a pig, I'm eating too much. You don't want to have that on your head. So just feed yourself with whatever you need consciously. Like if you're going to have chocolate, do it, sit it down, focusing on the chocolate and thinking, okay, I really need to focus on the flavor of this. I really need to focus on the way in which it's melting in my mouth. I really need to focus on how I feel better when I bite it. And just if you're focused and mindful while you're having that meal, you are going to be less prone to fall into excess, and you're actually going to get comfort from it. Another point about creating safety in your body, and maybe the most important one, touch. We need touch. We are collective creatures. We are meant to touch each other to give comfort to one another. Even if you are alone, you can give yourself touch, or more than ever, you can now give yourself touch. So wash your hands and make sure that you look for the comforting touch. touch that feels better for you right now. You can just rub your hands around your neck, around your face with your hands washed, around your face, your hair. Just make sure that you touch your body in a way that you would touch a child that is coming to you for comfort. Imagine that you have a child laying on your lap. What would you, and it's scared, and it's frightened. What could you do? Could you tell the child, hey, just go to your room? Or would you rub your child's hair gently? Give your child some comforting touch, pampering your child, touching her arms, her shoulders, and telling her how beautiful she is, how much you understand her, telling her that everything is going to be okay, telling her that you know that she's scared, that she's welcoming her fear, that you love her so much, that she's going to be safe, that you're going to be taking care of her. So this is the most important step. If you can give yourself a session of loving touch daily for 5 to 10 minutes, you are going to find that you can breathe easier. Just giving yourself this touch, whatever, wherever it feels fine. Now, here's a little secret. Your body craves pleasure, and in pleasure it finds safety, and in safety it finds pleasure. So go for the parts of your body that you could actually touch to get aroused. You can touch your breast, you can touch your clitoris without trying to get, like sexy, just touching it. I remember that as a child I would actually just place a hand on my crotch, just as a sense of feeling at home in my body. So just place a hand on your genitalia if you need to find safety, because it brings you safety. You don't need to get, sexy, and just placing a hand there and taking a deep breath. Place a hand on your womb if you're a woman. There's such a safety in the womb, because that is the one place when we were the safest. We know that. We have that cellular memory. So just place a hand on your womb and take a deep breath into your womb, and remember that you are safe. Your womb knows. It brings that sense of safety. It's the one place where we know safety. Just place a hand wherever your body is calling you. Your body knows. For some people it's your back, it's your head, it's just your back, the lower back. For some others it's if you're a man, place a hand on your balls. Just allow your body to be held. Be present with your body. Be there with your body. You're present. And remind your body that you are safe in that one place, in that one moment. You don't know what will happen tomorrow, and it's okay. But right now, you are safe. And that's the other point. We cannot think and we cannot know what will happen tomorrow, and it's okay. It's totally okay to live just in the now and to just focus in right now. However, if you want to have plans for tomorrow, plan meetings. Create a sense of something to look for. Okay, I have this class on Monday. I have this yoga class on Tuesday. I have this dude that dances every day at 3 p.m. I have this meeting with my friends on Zoom on Friday, and we're going to talk and have a glass of wine. Create a calendar, even if it's just with tiny bits of situations that will bring you a sense of future, a sense of something to look forward to. That is so important. Just small things so that it doesn't feel stressful, right? Because if you go like, I have a full calendar right now, it's going to feel too stressful. So make sure that it's something small. Just dancing half an hour with this guy on Instagram, or just doing yoga on Monday, or taking my Johnny Love party on Friday. Just something to look forward to once a week or twice a week. That is going to give you a sense of normality. That's going to give you a sense of future, and that helps you find safety in your future. And the last thing is movement. That is so important. Remember, let's go back to what I said about the flight response. We are right now unable to actually move. We are mostly, right, depending on where you're living. There is people living in bigger houses. They have more space. There is people that can actually go out in their around their block. There's people that live in small houses with a lot of people and they cannot move a lot. So we have movement restricted right now. But our body needs movement in order to release the hormones that we have generated. So we are high on cortisol and high on adrenaline and high on empathic mirror cells right now in our brain. What do? We need to move. Find movement. Whatever movement feels better to you. You can walk. I literally came to my balcony and just walked in circles, and that was so helpful for me. Take a yoga class. Put a song on your phone and dance to that song. That's so liberating. Just my husband bought a ball and he's like playing by himself volleyball in the garden. Just allowing yourself to move so that the hormones get this release. They are flushed out of your system. The extra high that you get is flushed out of your system. And breathe. Move and breathe. Move without the intention of, yes, I'm gonna get fit in this quarantine and I'm gonna work out every day 2 hours. No. No expectations, no meta emotions. Just right now, movement that makes you feel comfortable in your body. So play a song and dance. Play a little bit or walk around your room or go out actually for a walk to the grocery store and back with your mask and with your gloves, and just when it's like really, really, really necessary, but enjoying it, walking with this awareness of being in your body as it moves. That's so important. And that's pretty much what I really recommend right now for you. All of this, just as an extra, all of these are the reasons why I am creating the Johnny Love parties. I am starting this Friday. And the idea is to have movement, to dance together, to breathe into our wombs, to shake, to connect to others, to have a moment of just having something to look for, having some normalcy, and yet again having a lot of cathartic moves and cathartic communication with others. I really hope that you can join me in the Johnny Love parties. They are right now open for donation. Whatever you want to share, however you can afford. If you can pay full price for it, it's welcome, and I'm grateful. And if you can just give $10, $20, $30, $50, they are welcome. So the link is going to be in the comments, and I really hope that this was useful for you. Please share in the comments whatever you're taking away from this conversation. Thank you so much for joining and for watching. Much love to you all. Thank you.